So welcome from my side. I will tell you a little bit about the Enviro program today. I'm going to start with the question, why would you want to study Enviro? So as all of us know, there is environmental crises, not just one, but several ones. Climate change crisis, then of course the biodiversity crisis, which in my view is even worse than the climate change crisis. And all these crises are actually getting worse, accelerating, and they have huge implications also for human well-being. Maybe you have heard the concept of One Health, right? We are part of the ecosystem, and soils and water and also human health are intimately connected. And there is a long history of land use, natural resource use, not only land use, natural resource use and management. And there's many lessons that we have learned. And we should develop these lessons further, or what we have learned, develop that further and act accordingly. So this is, in a nutshell, what Enviro does. And as you will see, within the Enviro program, we focus on many different aspects of the environment, and not only the natural side of it, but also the management, the human side of it. The Enviro program is a double degree program, which involves 4 different universities. Besides BOKU, there is also the University of Hohenheim near Stuttgart in Germany. Then Wageningen University, which is a new partner joining for the first time in this academic year. And SLU, the Swedish University of Agricultural University of Sweden in Uppsala near Stockholm. That's the 4th one. Now, like I said, the program is a double degree program, so you get eventually 2 degrees, not a joint degree program as many others. It's a double degree program, and it's set up such that you spend 1 year at your, we call it home university, sorry. So where you start the first 2 semesters, and then there is a mandatory change, a university change. You change to the host university for your 2nd year, and you spend there the 3rd and the 4th semester. This is a rough schematic how the semesters are organized. So the first semester is a basic semester. We call it basic semester package, where you learn, first of all, you have a very large joint course together with all the people from the other universities. So it's really a very good way to start building your network. It's called the EMI course. I will show you more details in just a second. So that's 15 ECTS. It's a very large course. And then the other 15 ECTS, the idea is that you gain skills and competences that you need then for your specializations. So it depends what your background is, where you're coming from, what's your master, what's your bachelor's degree. You have the possibility during this first semester to catch up with respect to certain subject areas, such that you can then master the advanced semester packages. And there's 2 of them, advanced semester package 1, the 2nd semester, and then the advanced semester package 2, which already then is at your host university. And then, of course, in the 4th semester, you have then the semester of your master's thesis. So that's, in a sketch, the 4 semesters, the structure of the program. Very importantly, the program starts with mandatory introduction days, and those are held in Vienna. This is from this past August. We had the first day in the ceremonial hall at BOKU down in Gregor Mendel House. Maybe some of you know it. And we also spent quite a lot of time in Wasserbaulabor, a very unique facility that we have here at BOKU, where relatively large water-related processes can be studied. So this is the start. That's the kickoff. So you get to know your colleagues from the other university. They come to Vienna, and it's also the kickoff of this course of the basic semester package. This large course that I mentioned, environmental management in Europe, the EMI course, where you have the first unit during the introduction days, and the rest of the semester, the units are online. You have done some homework assignments and so on, and it stretches the whole semester, and it's really a big part. And like I said, the other half of this basic semester package, this is about catching up with respect to certain competences. It could be that you are lacking some knowledge with respect to chemistry or to biology, or you want to learn some skills related to GIS or to statistics. So this is what this first semester is about. And then we have a bunch of different specializations for the advanced semester packages. And I think this is really what makes Enviro such a nice program. The thing is that you can really tailor your course program very individually. You can either stick to one of these specializations and do this at two different universities, the same specialization, or you can switch between any two of them. Yeah, you could start out, for example, at BOKU. We are quite strong in soil and water, but also ecosystems, biodiversity, and climate change. And then you could stick with that for the third semester, I should say, the second year, or you switch to any other. So there is, and all these combinations, really, if you think about it, they all make sense. It makes sense to combine water with soil, and it makes equally much sense to combine water with climate change. And this is just really interconnected, and so you have a lot of freedom of choice in designing your own study program within Enviro. Now, the thing is, though, not every university offers every specialization. So this is something you have to keep in mind. Here is a list of the 5 different specializations: water, soil, ecosystem and biodiversity, environmental management, and climate change, and where it is offered. So this then depends a little bit, your choice of specialization depends a little bit on where you can go for your second year, or vice versa, where you want to absolutely go in your second year limits a little bit maybe the choice of your specializations. Now, I already mentioned there is a mandatory mobility. So the first year you spend at your home university. If you start at BOKU, you are 1 year here at BOKU, and then during your second year, you have to physically move, that is, to the host university for another year. And you have to apply for the Erasmus Plus mobility for your stay at the host university, and you have to follow the regulations of your home university for this. And the good news is that there are reserved spaces within Erasmus Plus. So you are getting a scholarship, which is an additional allowance, not a full grant, but it amounts to currently to 520 euros per month, plus a travel grant, and it's granted for a duration of maximum 8 months. So it gets you quite far, I think. So I think it's a good deal. For more information, you can consult this website. Now, what can you do when you are done? What are our graduates working on? This is a few of them. The first one, Avion, actually, she did her master's thesis under my supervision in the soil specialization. She's originally from Trinidad and Tobago, and she's now working in Ireland as a soil specialist at this governmental agency called IGASC. Then there is, of course, so this is a governmental agency. Then there is Arib, who is working in the United Arab Emirates as an environmental consultant in a private consultancy. There is Fiona, who is working in the European Commission. And there is Rodrigo. He stayed in science with a PhD, as you can see here from his title, and he's a scientist now in Germany working on climate change adaptation. So there is all kinds of tracks from business to private, to governmental agencies, and of course science is also an option, like Feline can maybe tell you a little bit about in a second. Now, how can you apply for the program? It's now, this year, for the first time, it was a central application, and this is handled through the University of Hohenheim. So you don't apply directly at BOKU if you want to start at BOKU. If you want to start at any of these 4 universities, you have to apply in Hohenheim, and that's the website. And here you have some, I copied this from the website, the admission regulations. I don't go into detail now about it, but there is some requirements with respect to your background as a bachelor student. You have to have some background in natural resources, earth sciences, environmental sciences, one of them. Yeah? And also the English requirements are listed. So on that website you can look in more detail what you have to present in order to be eligible for the program. Where can you find more information? On this new website that we have and that Feline mostly helped setting up just last year. So it's really brand new. And also at the BOKU homepage, you can find some information. Here are the 2 addresses, web addresses for the Enviro website and the BOKU part or the BOKU website, the Enviro program within the BOKU website. Now, here at BOKU, these are the 3 main persons to address if you have questions. It's myself, then it's very importantly Ulrike from BOKU IR, who is handling the administrative issues. She knows all the details. It's amazing. She's a lexicon. She knows all the deadlines and all the regulations. So she's really good and can help you a lot for the application and other issues related to administration. And then, of course, there's Feline. She is now not only a PhD student, but also handling our Enviro Secretariat, which half of it is at BOKU, the other half is at Hohenheim. And here in BOKU, we are mainly responsible for communication, a website, and very importantly for the intro days, which Feline also handled very well. For the first time we had it, and it was a big success, I think. So with this, I am through with my part. Merci beaucoup.